I got something extra dope for you guys this week. Just finished installing the NZXT Hue Plus LED kit along with some Aer RGB fans. So let's go. Welcome back, I'm Jeff at eljefereviews, and like I said before, this week I went ahead and installed the NZXT Hue Plus bundle kit, which includes a 120 and a 140 millimeter Aer RGB fan, along with the LED strips and the Hue Plus controller. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. Please feel free to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of my uploads. All that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, so just to give you guys a quick rundown of the things I went ahead and did. First things first, I went ahead and removed my two Corsair fans. I had a 120 and a 140 mounted in the exhaust positions in the case. So I went ahead and pulled those out. And then I also had to move one of my SSDs down into under the power supply shroud down there in the hard drive area to get out of the way to make room for the Hue Plus controller. That's going to take up one of the SSD slots out front under the graphics card. Aside from that, I went ahead and installed the two Aer RGB fans, 140 on the top and a 120 in the rear. That's sort of what this case allows. So set those up for exhaust, and also went ahead and installed four RGB LED strips that are included with this kit. I went ahead and put those all around the case, one on the top, one on either side and one right along the bottom, and you can kind of daisy chain them all together, which is pretty cool. So alright, so let's go ahead and get into some of the specifications of this kit. This is the bundle pack that I picked up on NZXT.com. It goes by NZXT Hue Plus bundle. You can get this in either black with a white LED on the controller or in white with a purple LED. Just depends on which color scheme you're going to want to go with. I went ahead and went with the black with the white because my case is the black on black S340 Elite. So I went with that route for my kit. So what's included? They do include four of their addressable LED strips, which you can connect all together either straight into each other or using the extensions that they do provide. They're also magnetic. You can mount them to the inside of your case if it's steel, or they also have a peel-off strip on the back, so they have like 3M sticky tape attached to them, so you can stick them in other locations depending on what type of case you have. So they're pretty versatile as far as that goes. They are very bright. You can control each one. They have a ton of different settings, so that's one of the other cooler things about them. And the kit also comes with one 120 millimeter RGB fan and one 140 millimeter RGB fan, which is perfect for the S340 case. They also have other bundle kits that include either two 120s or two 140s, depending on which way you want to go. For my particular case, I went with this 120 and 140 combo because I wanted these RGB fans in the exhaust position. The front fans on mine, you can't really see them because I'm using a radiator, a 240 mil radiator, but I've got my fans on, in push position. So even if they were RGB, you wouldn't be able to see them in this case. So it's kind of not necessary for me to go that route on those fans. The pros and cons, I would have to say the first pro I'd say is the LED, the quality of the LED strips and of the LEDs on the fans themselves. They're super bright. They're highly controllable, and I really like them. The Aer RGB fans, they're pretty quiet. I mean, you might hear some of the extra noise in the background right now as my case, as they speed up and slow down depending on the temperature. I've got my fan set up to where when it's running pretty cool, the fans will actually stop. When I had the Corsair fans in there, when the fans would come to a complete stop, the LEDs would turn off, which I was not a fan of. But these ones, even if the fans themselves come to a complete stop, the RGB lights on them still continue working. Because even right now, like right now, they've come to a complete stop and the RGB just keeps going. So that's pretty sweet. The cam software is, you know, super simple to use. It's very user friendly. You know, you go right into tuning and it lets you make all your adjustments, you know, with all the different lighting modes, you know. So I really, you know, can't say too much bad stuff about that software. Not only just for controlling your lighting, but you know, all the hardware monitoring aspects of it, where you can monitor all your temperatures and your loads and all the different things. So I think it's a great piece of software. You know, it's all free for you. Anybody can download this software and use it, you know, and it comes in super handy if you have one of these kits. The only negatives that I could say on here is they don't seem to have any controls set up for RGB memory sticks or RGB RAM. I'm using the G.Skill Trident Z RGB, and in order to kind of get everything to be in the same type of scheme, I have to use G.Skill's software for the RGB control on those. It is pretty thorough, you know, it doesn't clash with the program anymore. As far as I know, I think they did have some compatibility issues, but you know, I do have to use both programs. So that's only a negative, you know, because, against CAN, because there isn't that type of control. But I'm hoping that at some point they'll, you know, they'll be able to put that in the software, and that way you can kind of control all your RGB stuff in one place. The only other one was the control cables that connect, you know, the LED strips from the fans to the actual box. They weren't long enough, in my opinion. They were maybe 2-3 inches too short. So it made it so the cable management wasn't as good as I would have liked it to be. I wanted to run the cables through the back, but they were just a hair too short, so I had to run them out through the side and the front. Not the kind of look I was going for, but you know, it's something that can easily be fixed by either adding extensions with the kit or lengthening the cables themselves. That might be something they may look into in the future, but you know, I'm not sure. All right, so let's go ahead and do a quick demo, let you guys take a look at all the different lighting modes and the different colors, and see how you guys like it. All right, so let me show you guys a few of the different lighting modes that, you know, come with this cam software here. So here you have your fixed lighting mode. I've just got it set to red, but you've got a ton of different colors you can go through. You actually have a slider where you can adjust. So let's go to, let's say, like a purpley color. You can go with like a deep blue. You know, you've got green. You can go with something like a white or a bright yellow. So there's a bunch of different color styles you can roll with, and that's just on your fixed setting. You have breathing. Let's do a breathing green here. Make it Christmassy, and we'll go breathing green and red. And you can also adjust how fast you want it to, you know, go through the breathing mode. It can go slow, it can go fast. So a couple different options there. And we've got fading right now. This one will fade through a few different colors, so you guys can see, which is pretty neat, I think. One of my favorite ones here is the marquee. This one you could set it to one color. You can also choose how many LEDs you want to light up, but let me show you guys what it looks like here. One of my personal favorites. It's like a showcase. You see the LED rings lighting up around on the fans, and then it's traveling around the case. And you can also switch its direction. You can make it go the other way. Thought that was kind of cool. And you can also adjust the group size of the LEDs, anywhere from 3 to 6 LEDs. So this is what 6 LEDs would look like. Pretty neat, right? And you could always change a color as well. You're not stuck with blue. You have the full RGB capabilities here, so a lot of different options. Then you get your spectrum wave, which is all your colors. Like a showcase mode, you always see this in videos and things like that, where they kind of show off all the different colors and stuff. Pretty neat. One of my favorites is the alternating mode, which is what I usually end up leaving it on, is like this. Like the pastel blue and pastel pink. It's kind of 80s-ish, old school, you know, like Miami Vice or like Grand Theft Auto Vice City. That's what it reminds me of. And it goes well with Miss Sonico that's in there. She's got pink hair and a blue outfit, so sort of goes well with that stuff. But like I said, you can always change it. You can also have it where they don't move, so they just sort of blink on and off but stay in the same position. I prefer them to kind of move around like a wave there. There's also smart mode. This one's gonna be a little bit tougher to show. I'm not gonna do it here, but so you guys can set it for, you know, GPU temperature, and you can adjust which colors, you know, at which settings. So if you want it blue up until 40 Celsius, you can have it purple from 50 to 70 Celsius, and then red from 80 to 90 Celsius. CPU temp, you can do the same kind of thing with that. I think this mode is one of the coolest ones. I actually set this when I'm doing any gaming and I don't have the ability to see, you know, I don't want an overlay to show me the temperatures. You can kind of have like a visual reference, you know, as your temperatures rise either on your GPU or your CPU, you can have a visual reference saying, hey, this is getting pretty hot, maybe I should slow down or take a break, or, you know, whatever, if you want to do that, if that's your thing. So I thought that was kind of neat. They also have a frames per second, you know, an FPS meter. I'm not sure which games this works with. I haven't tried it personally yet. I will be giving it a try, but I have not. But that's an option that's in there as well. There's custom profiles up here that you can kind of make your own. I haven't touched on that too much yet. I like the presets that they come with. The other one I messed a bit with was the audio. You can actually set it to where it goes along with music. So let me let you guys take a peek at that. Hang on here. That's your sync mode. There's levels, which sort of coincide with how loud it's getting. You have gain, which I'm assuming is sort of similar to level. And then you have one that's called bass, which I think only goes along with the bass line. So that wraps up this week's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to smash that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Help me grow it. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to leave me a message in the comment section. I will get back to you guys as soon as possible. As always, I'll be leaving links to the products listed in the description section below so you guys can check it out. All that being said, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you in the next video.